What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I just want to come to you guys today and talk about Matt Lauer firing. So many people are like, "Oh, he doesn't seem like he would do that. Oh, these women are just going on a witch hunt for these men." Listen to me. These people are drunk with power. They're getting paid millions of dollars a year, and you know what? They feel like they can say what they want or do what they want. They can pinch a butt. They can kind of casually say things off to the side. You just can't do that. You know you can't. The whole thing with Bill O'Reilly, them paying out millions and millions of dollars for him over the years, he was a cash cow. But guess what? Even the cash cow, if it acts up, has to be put down. He basically made them 20 mil or so like that a year just in ads when his show was on, Bill O'Reilly, but they still cut him out. So imagine how bad Matt Lauer's thing has to be. It's a morning daytime show. And they showed a lot of videos of like little memes of Ann Curry and Tamara Hall probably somewhere laughing. And that's true. They are probably somewhere laughing and laughing at his turn of being kicked off, right? Mopi says high paid slaves. Look, here's the deal. Same thing with football players. Like, you're a cash cow until you start acting up. And you can be replaced. That is why I'm so focused on ownership. There's so many people who are in high-paying jobs and they get laid off tomorrow like, I'm an engineer. In Austin, that's their favorite thing to say. I'm an engineer. I make good money. But you can be laid off, bro. Like, there's no difference in you. You can be laid off. And if you don't own anything, then what does it mean? So what? You have a high-paying job. In a few months, you'll have to move for a job or have to take a job you don't like. And it's very important. If you gotta look at people when they get in their 40s and 50s, if you see around in Austin and certain places, when dudes get laid off and they're near 40-ish, Dale and these big companies laid them off, they start sweating hard. Why? Because they're getting into that age where ageism does play a fact. Like, they don't have to pay you as much as they pay the brand new engineer coming out of school or the Indian engineer they get from overseas. They don't have to pay you as much. So on the next tip, ESPN, BuzzFeed, laying people off. Here's why. Technology is changing. I'm on my phone in front of my mom's house on the damn porch. Some of these people, I've seen guys with really high-tech shows from their freaking basements with the wall, the wall soundproof and great mics and great cameras and doing well, selling well. Louder with Crowder, prime example. Guy started in his house, a room in his house, had a staff and everything. He used to be on Fox. He had 100 million views on freaking YouTube. Even though YouTube started messing with his algorithms, Homeboy still has a bank. They were able to move into an even bigger studio, hire more people, sell different things, have an actual paid subscription website. The key to all these people that you're seeing getting laid off at ESPN and all these places is they have to start their own show. Cal and Cowherd is the prime example of what a lot of those men are going to have to do. They're going to have to set up a little studio. It doesn't even have to be that big. It doesn't have to be that awesome. But they're going to have to, find a way to get paid. That's just straight up. Like, BuzzFeed, if you notice some of the BuzzFeed staff, they started breaking into little parts like BuzzFeed Latino, BuzzFeed Comedy, BuzzFeed. They were trying to save it. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to save this attention they're getting. And what people don't realize is, yes, you can have millions of views on YouTube and Facebook, but if you are not converting those people to sales, it means nothing. That is why you see people with 1 million subscribers working at Starbucks and people who have smaller channels like myself and other people with less than 100,000 subscribers make money, is because we are selling. We're in sales. Like, my friend has been trying to get me to do not necessarily a fitness YouTube channel, but more of a lifestyle YouTube channel and just kind of goof off and make money off of it, because she's like, oh, that's what people want. People want to see people goofing off. They want to see people travel, Erica. They want to see people do this stuff. And the sad part is, she's right. I've seen her numbers. I've seen her YouTube channel, and I've seen her Instagram, and it's crazy. It's crazy. She can have a video get 100,000 views, 300,000 views, because her and her Korean boyfriend are on there. I mean, it's bananas, right? So the power is in converting in sales, and people are so in denial. They're really, really in denial that you're going to go on these big TV channels and these networks are going to take a chance on you. Prime example, Bill O'Reilly, and get millions of dollars in ads. And then you want to go behind the scenes and act up and try to kiss women and try to force yourself on people. No, bro. Louis C.K. has been this model of example of a great comedian doing his own way, Joy Coy. But look at Louis C.K. He was the kind of the model. He kept making these Netflix specials and selling them to Netflix for millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure Louis C.K. has made probably $50 million. You know, they're talking about Dave Chappelle. Louis C.K. has probably made a ton of money just off these Netflix specials. The reason Joy Coy even put his own money up, got the literally got the audience, the comedian stage, this big old place, cameras, lighting, paid for it all out of his pocket, and then sold to Netflix. He wouldn't do that if he was just selling it for $100,000. Trust. They're getting $3 and $5 and $6, $7 million. Many of these small African American studios that are near Tyler Perry in Georgia, they're selling their stuff to Netflix and Redbox. It's the #1 buyer of their stuff. Sci-Fi Channel. Look at some of the crappy stuff on there. Sci-Fi Channel has all these people selling their movies to there, right? So you'd be looking at it and you're like, some of this stuff is crappy quality, but they bought it from a guy for $1 million. So of course he didn't use the best actors, he didn't use the best CG, he didn't use the best everything, but it sells, it's converting, it's getting stuff sold, and people are missing out on that point so much. It just hurts. Like, there's one girl right now, Chelsea Lifts. Sorry about that. Chelsea Lifts. And she literally has a channel where she walked away from it for the past 4 months because she's been sick. Everything on her freaking website has been completely sold out. But guess what? She came back right before Black Friday. Hey, you guys, I'm back. I feel better. Yeah, check out my website. I put everything back up. I have all the gear in stock. Well, people have been missing her. She's got, like, she was a huge fitness channel. So all these people who've been missing her all of a sudden did what? Bought out everything in her store on Black Friday. Plain and simple, right? Just plain and simple. They bought out all her stuff on Black Friday. And that's the power of having a long-term brand. That's the power of selling things. Because now this girl went away for 4 months, comes back, and is able to sell probably close to $200,000 in gear. Fitness gear. Probably closer to $300,000. Just in a one-day sale. You know, there's other channels I watch where people are selling supplements. And last year they had 500 orders. This year they had 6,000 orders. What does that tell you? Like, 3,000 orders, sorry. Like, they 6x'd their sales. There's power in this YouTube, but if you use it right. There's power in Instagram if you use it right. But the key focus is you can't be a perv and you can't be an idiot and be touching people. That's just the common sense. That time is over. I love watching the Mad Men show because that's exactly what's happening. You got a lot of people who were in power and important, and now they're caught. And the companies don't have the payroll, the budget to do that anymore. They do not have the budget. They do not have the payroll to let you act a fool. They don't have the wiggle room to go, well, you know, let's sweep this under the rug. Because a lot of people do start relationships at work. And I've seen countless videos of nurses getting engaged, right? Where the male nurse proposes at the hospital. I've seen countless of those videos. Why is that one okay and some of these are not? Because it's a position of equals, right? They're both nurses. But when it comes to entertainment, there's so many young ladies and young men who are trying to break into these fields that it's ripe for someone who, I think, you know, if you're a man and you go, you know what, everybody else is kissing all these young ladies, I'm gonna do it too. That's my thing. I don't agree with that. Here's the thing. I've been at workplaces where I've seen a tall, attractive guy get away with just about everything. Where he's flirting, he's kind of touching, he's like, ha ha ha, he's doing all this stuff. He was just a good-looking, tall baseball player. And then there's another coworker who's short, fat, and Mexican, and a maintenance guy. And he would tell a joke, and everybody else would be like, that's inappropriate. Because, you know what? I'm sorry. Sometimes you don't get the cards you want in life. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't get the cards you want in life. If you're a short, ugly, bald man, do not try to push up on women at work. This will not end well for you. It just won't. It will not end well for you. It will be horrible. It'll be horrible for you. Now, what does that take? Take the cues, right? Because I will say, you know, Manuel was a Hispanic guy and he never took a cue. Like, the cue is, no, don't do that. Don't flirt with the ladies in the office. They've made it clear they don't like you. But even within Hollywood now, the whole Terry Crews thing, prime example. Terry Crews had that man grab his junk. That man had to feel awful comfortable doing that in a public setting that he's done it before. Right? He's done it. He's done that before to other men. in Hollywood. Like, I'm trying to say it in a nice, clean way as possible, but he's done that to other men. He didn't just do that to Terry Crews all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna just grab some junk. Yeah. No, he's probably been doing that to other guys. And nobody said anything. People were kind of like, oh, that's inappropriate. Hey, don't do that. Just like I'm pretty sure there's been some women who have been inappropriate with some young male actors. I'm pretty sure. Now, here's where my friends disagree. They go, well, Erica, those women, producers don't have a chance to rape that guy. They can't physically rape somebody. Here's my deal with the Harvey Weinstein thing. There's nothing in a hotel room with a bed, a TV, and a naked person. Man or woman, right? like as much as I want to say, you guys, Harvey Weinstein shouldn't be doing that. I am sorry. You cannot be saying, I'll give you an example. In college and high school, people had hotel room parties. And it's a ton of people in the room. It's not just like 2 or 3. It's like a bunch of people in the room, right? It's a hotel party. There's alcohol there. Like, I get that, right? I get that. But when you start being over 25 and 30 and 40 and in Hollywood, no, you don't need to be in nobody's hotel room. There ain't nothing in there. There ain't nothing in there but trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for these people to be like, Harvey Weinstein invited me to his room. I don't know what's up there. He said he has a script for me up there. He ain't got no script for you up there. Come on, man. Some of these people are playing along like they did not know these people were perverted and they knew it. Just like Kevin Spacey's character, now that I watch House of Cards, I'm like, that probably is who he truly is down deep inside. Like the whole Kevin Spacey thing when he peed on his father's grave in House of Cards, that might be the real Kevin Spacey, whose father was abusive. Some people are psychopaths, and that just is what it is, right? But the key to all this is what? Talking about BuzzFeed, talking about ESPN losing people. Businesses no longer have the margins to let you guys play. They just don't. They don't have the margins to let people cut a fool and touch people and coworkers say something. You know what I mean? You gotta go, right? You gotta go, right? And so when it comes to sales, right? Like, let's say you're a YouTuber or you're an Instagrammer. Like, I'll give you the real tip. There are some Instagram folks right now who get in fake relationships. And I'm not going to call the guy's name out, but he's in Houston. I'll say it that way. And he's a fitness person. And you know what? Girls, all of a sudden you'll see him with a brand new girlfriend. And all of a sudden you see this girlfriend for a month. And then all of a sudden she's gone. Then you'll see another. And what happens in that month? Like, he's got a million subscribers. He's got all these Instagram followers. What happens in that month when they're dating? All these people go follow her channel. And I've seen that repeated 4 times in 1 year, where he just finds a new girlfriend, a new love. And then all of a sudden she gets all these followers, she gets all this stuff, and now she's popular. I've even seen it reverse, where there's a really popular woman, a YouTuber, you probably see me like all her stuff on Instagram, and she picked up a guy who was hot because he was just wearing her down, Instagram, DMing her, and met her in person, and she blew his channel up. So the thing of it is like, yeah, I see what you're saying, Joshua Hill. A lot of these people are doing things behind the scenes that are not 100%, right? And where Joshua Hill's talking about where your bread is buttered. The whole thing with Terry Crews, this is the thing. Like I said, that's not the first time that man's grabbed people like that. That's just period. That's not the first time that man has grabbed people. There's no man out there walking up on people at the gym doing things inappropriate that he hasn't done before. Like, I've been in the gym, in the weightlifting part of Gold's Gym, where I was doing deadlifts, and this other guy came up really close behind me, and I was like, nah, I'm good. It's literally just 45 pounds on each side. I'm good. And then he went behind this other guy, and it was like, this guy has done this behavior before. Like he gets really close to people, and then either the guys need his help or they don't. Now, sometimes that could be gym culture. That could be that guy just wants to help spot people. But people do behaviors that other people let them do, if that makes sense. Like he only is doing that gym behavior where he's walking around and kind of like, hey, like in an inappropriate space, because he's been doing it before, right? So the whole Terry Crews thing is, that man's done that before. Terry Crews probably was like, oh my God, like, I didn't think that was gonna happen to me. I've heard of it. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to punch this guy or stand here and act like it didn't happen. Like, he gave me a full-on grab of my stuff. Like, so I give Terry Crews a pass just because I know this is not the first time this guy did this. So, but anyway, The thing about ESPN that's cracking me up, though, is ESPN. ESPN is getting, like, tore down. If you see Fox Sports, if you see a lot of these other up-and-coming channels, you've got to be more nimble. You just have to be more nimble. There are guys I'm seeing right now at podcasts that are being invited to the World Series that got to interview baseball players from the World Series that were not attached to ESPN. They were not attached to Sports Center. They were not attached to any of those. They were some small independent guy who got in the door. So when some guy tells me, I want to go work for Sports Center, Erica, I'm like, go jump on a podcast. Go jump and create a really quality blog and talk about it. There will always be men who will watch your channel talking about sports. So this was just a quick one today. This was just on my mind because as I see all these people say, these people are doing false allegations on these men. And the thing of it is, it's not necessarily that these are false allegations. I think this is just that time. It's like a pendulum. The pendulum swings back and forth. Like right now, I don't know if you guys have been seeing some of the stats, but it's been showing a lot of college, like graduating out of college, black people are getting married. Like young black people. Well, why is that? The pendulum has swung the other way for so long that it's swinging the other way. And so what's happening, even with ESPN, is like they've gotten so big that the pendulum is swinging the other way. Right? So I think it's just not necessarily just a sinking ship, just like it's like Sears. It's like, yeah, ESPN is like Sears. It's like it's got the name, but it doesn't have the power anymore. So thank you guys for hanging out for a bit. It's just me ranting off what I've seen online, and like more than ever, there's an opportunity in this marketplace for you guys to literally jump on and sell whatever it is you want. Like for real, you guys can sell whatever it is you want to sell online, and you could probably start a show today if you wanted to about whatever topic you feel necessary. There's people right now who are starting channels talking about Bitcoin, and I've seen their channel blow up, and I'm like, this guy wasn't even on YouTube a month ago. So it's interesting. The disruption in the market is so interesting right now. So everybody, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. This was just a late night rant. You guys, be safe out there. Keep your hands to yourself at work and stack your cash. Get your assets up because it is going to be a bumpy ride for some folks in the workplace in the next few years. The enterprise, what did you say? Have I ever been harassed myself? Yeah, I've been in work. You guys see me on this channel. I've talked about, it wasn't an ugly guy. He was actually a good looking guy, but it was like an inappropriate conversation. And I had to kind of shut it. Like, hey, shut that down. Where is that going? Kind of asking me very inappropriate things. So I had to shut that conversation down for real. But I have been at work and a manager basically said, man, I ain't hiring no more black girls. I'm not hiring any more fat women. Next woman here, she better be dressed nice to the nines. And everybody kind of laughed. Like, ha, that's so funny. And then kind of went on. Right? And I did have a manager who once, like, he'd always hug all the ladies, like hugging them all because we worked at a restaurant. And one girl left lipstick on his shirt and collar. And he's like, well, it's all good because my wife knows I hug all the women at work all the time. And I would just go, what? Like, you can't get away with stuff like that. But it's lines of flirting and it's lines of crossing the line, right? So it's crazy. Thank you. I appreciate it. What happened at BuzzFeed? Oh, yeah. I mean, BuzzFeed is like any other business. It's getting, at the beginning of the video, I said they're getting a ton of eyes on their channel. Everything BuzzFeed does on Facebook is crazy blowing up. They're getting a lot of eyes on the channel, but they're not converting a lot of sales, right? Like, how do you market BuzzFeed? You have to put ads on it. Or you see BuzzFeed does those videos where they talk about a product and try to play like they're giving an actual review of a product, but really that's how they're getting paid, as the sponsor, kind of sponsoring that product. So I mean, there's some people channels right now. Alpha Male, go check it out if you don't believe me. Go check out Alpha Male. His channel is like huge, and he's just reviewing men's products and talking about men's clothes. And that guy probably makes close to maybe 100,000 in sponsorships a month, probably maybe more. So yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, all right, everybody, the battery's getting low. I just had to throw that out there. Definitely check out some of these YouTubers. See every time they hold something up in a video and talk about it. That's 5 to 20 grand right there. Promise you. It's bananas money out here. But that's the problem with BuzzFeed and ESPN. They've gotten too big for their pants. And their sales departments aren't selling. They're not marketing the company right. So anyways, later you guys.